Hello everybody, welcome to another MSU Inside Out. I'm your host Juan Vidal.
And I'm Emily Medallin, and today we're going to be talking to you guys about a few things going on around campus. We got an art exhibit going on right now, we have an upcoming play that the theater program is working on, and a pretty neat project that the honors program is working on as well. So,
not only that, we have March Madness is going to be reviewed in sports. We have Ward on the Street, our weekly package, and of course Chris and I take you on another adventure on this week's MSU Inside Outdoors. Speaking of MSU Outdoors, Chris, what do you think?
Our package is going to be pretty solid, but I do have a story about a world champion that's here at MSU, so let's get to it. All throughout the academic year, MSU is loaded with week-long events from Welcome Back Week to Homecoming. Today, Ward and Chris seek out the exclusive sneak peek for the upcoming Greek Week.
Hi, I'm Ward on the Street. This week we're going Greek. So, do you guys happen to know anything about Greek Week or anything?
I haven't heard anything about it.
The events, we have awesome events all throughout the week. Do you know any people like in the frat or anything? Or
Roommates are both in the frat.
Roommates in the frat? There we go. So he's got direct connections right here. Well, awesome. Thanks for your time. It looks like we're going to have to step up our advertising a little bit here. This week we're going Greek. So I'm here with Josh Douglas. He's a big fan of Greek, as he just said, right?
Yeah, member of the fraternity.
Member of the fraternity right here. So do you know any of the events coming up for Greek Week? I know you guys got a lot of things for it. You guys, well, there's the toga dance. We obviously just did that. What did you guys think of the toga thing we just did here?
I had no clue what was going on, but now that I know there's a toga dance, definitely be there.
Right? You'll get making your toga now.
Absolutely.
Exactly. All right, let's get back to your pool here.
No problem, Lord. It's always good to see you, man.
Right. This week we're going Greek. I'm about to go in right now where they are planning Greek Week as we speak. So, what sort of things? This is a very sneak peek at what's going on. What sort of things do we have coming up in the week?
A movie on Tuesday, the 25th.
Movie
A
on
hypnotist
Tuesday.
on Wednesday, the 26th.
Hypnotist, nice.
Toga dance on Thursday.
Toga dance on Thursday. Oh, man.
what's on Friday? Nothing on Friday.
Nothing on Friday.
Food drive.
Oh, that's
Us.
not for them. Sunday,
Pancake breakfast.
Pancake breakfast.
And
Lunch
Monday?
foodie at 8
Monday pizza Where is ranch. it at? 5
Coast
o'clock.
Lodge, $5 a ticket.
Boom! Look at all those events going on. So many events. Greek Week is where it's at. Boom. Greek Week. That's what's up.
All of the activities just mentioned will commence after spring break. You can find the full segment with further details on Facebook and YouTube. And as the weather finally starts to warm up, more outside pastimes are becoming available. Juan and I get muddy and wet during our head start on this summer activity in this week's MSU Inside Outdoors.
On this week's Inside Outdoors, we visit one of Chris and I's favorite summer activities, and not to mention one of the cheapest. We're shaking things up a little this week. We're up in Minot's Polaris Park. We're going to try some early spring frisbee golfing. What do you think, Chris?
Be a little sloppy today.
It's going to be a little sloppy today. And sloppy it was. Good thing we wore our boots. The scoring for frisbee golf, or frolf, is scored just like the game of golf. Each hole has a par number assigned to it. Polaris Park is a short 9-hole course with all par 3s. All right, real quick, I just want to demonstrate the two very basic throws they have in this. There's the forehand throw. Here's the grip, and you just kind of flick it that way. And the backhand grip, which is basically thrown like a frisbee. We've played all over the Midwest. Each course offers its own unique challenges and style. Spearfish, South Dakota, and Billings, Montana are some of my favorite places to play. One of Chris's favorites is a 36-hole course in Grand Forks. So ends a very sloppy frisbee golf round. Chris, what'd you end up with?
Ended up with a +2 today.
Well, I ended up with even, so I win. Not that it matters. Join us next week on MSU Inside Outdoors.
On the next outdoor adventure, Juan and I challenge each other to a game of chess on ice. also known as curling. Minot State University is now home to a defending world champion freestyle kayaker. Lauren Burris, originally from Indiana, moved to North Dakota with her family in pursuit of an opportunity in the oil industry. After relocating to Minot, MSU became the obvious choice. Despite the extreme weather, Burris takes advantage of the on-campus facilities to stay in shape for the March to August competitive season. Burris is a two-time defending junior women's national champion. She placed first at the United States National Championships in 2011 and followed that with a gold medal at the World Championships held in Germany. Burris will graduate with her Bachelor of Arts in Psychology in 2018. Now, Juan, hopefully in April that we'll be seeing some warm weather so we can actually go kayaking for our outside adventures.
We sure can. I actually have some kayaks already lined up for us, Chris.
That would be perfect.
That'd be great. And thank you very much, Chris. And we're actually here with Daniel Johnson. He's a senior actor with the new play coming up, Miss Julie. How you doing?
I'm fantastic.
Hey, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
All right, this play takes place in 1888. It has all the makings of a great play, of course: love, lust, class conflict, battle of the sexes. What can you give us a better feel of the play? What are we to expect in Miss Julie?
I mean, it's a great back and forth, I think, is in what you said. All great plays of love and lust and people wanting things and people fighting for their lives, essentially. And that's what these people are doing. Two servants who don't really see a way out of their life as they have it, and then one upper class person who's always been upper class and doesn't necessarily want to be upper class, doesn't like their life as it is at the present and wants to change it but doesn't know how, and it's this great struggle, and I think it's a struggle that we can all see in our own lives.
Well, and you're a senior this year. I was surprised to hear as your role of just an actor. As you've mentioned, you do a lot of the creation of the plays, sets and costumes and stuff. What was it like sitting back and watching other people take over the reins of the plays?
Well, I mean, it's good because I'm leaving, so I can't do it anymore. Other people need to step up and start taking on leadership roles and designing roles and things like that. And it's a small cast, so it makes sense for me not to be doing a bunch of other things while other theater majors aren't doing a lot of other things. So, but it's nice. I get to concentrate on acting, this is my senior project too, is focusing in on this part that I have. So.
Okay, this play is set in 1888, like I mentioned earlier, and you being a design person, especially in the past, what are some of the challenges that the cast face in trying to set a play in 1888?
Well, I mean, it's fairly. I don't want to say it's anachronistic, but it's modernized a little bit, especially in the way the language is used. Dr. Conrad Davidson and Dr. Eiley Smith have worked extensively at sort of adapting a new version of this and not just using the cheapest version out there that's just a direct translation of the original Swedish, because it's a Swedish play.
Yep.
But creating a truly new and a new feeling adaptation. So it's not as difficult as you might think. There's not a lot of very old sounding language, and it's not too heightened that the audience wouldn't be able to have enjoyment out of it. I think it's very, very much set in our time to a certain degree.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us here today. Again, this is Daniel Johnson, senior actor for Miss Julie. Miss Julie will be taking place April 8th through the 12th, 7:30 at Alshire. Is there like a weird, is it like Sunday, Monday, and a Saturday?
It's Tuesday through Saturday.
Saturday period?
7:30.
All right. Thank you very much. And from the theater art to art exhibits, we have Kyler Elm standing by with Micah Bloom.
Thanks, Juan. He's the guy you want to talk to when dealing with everything art. Joining me today is Assistant Professor of Art, Micah Bloom. Thanks for joining me today, Micah.
It's a pleasure. It's good to be here.
Now, Minot State University is throwing on their, art faculty biennial exhibit. That started this past Tuesday, and it goes to the 17th of April. You want to tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. The faculty exhibit, again, it's a biennial, so it happens every 2 years. And it's a little bit, we have a couple new people coming into the exhibition this year. That is Jessica Christie and Ryan Stander. And so it makes it a different, every year or every 2 years, it's a little bit different. But basically, each professor gets a kind of area of wall space or floor space to represent a little bit of some of their work. And so each person has kind of taken that and put their part in. We also are featuring Flat Tail Press, which is a new deal here. It's Ryan Stander's kind of been directing it and co-directing myself and Jessica Christie, and we've done a print suite. So there's a limited edition, 20 editions print suite that's featured in this exhibition, which is a special kind of thing as part of this publishing press, Flat Tail Press. And so, come up and check that out. It's pretty nice. They're framed and kind of marked as part of that suite, and there's 9 of them, probably be 10 of them in the suite, and it's pretty nice deal.
You mentioned that it happens every 2 years, and you mentioned that you started in the fall of 11. So what was the turnout like last year, and what are you expecting this year?
Well, 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Well, I think I fell ill the night that the show was. As far as the opening reception, that was 2 years ago, so I wasn't able to be at the opening reception. But this year we had a wonderful turnout for the opening reception on Tuesday. And as far as the show, we'll see, I guess, in the end. We kind of look at the guest book there. So if you're coming to the show, come sign the guest book so we get a little feel for how many people are visiting the Northwest Arts Center. But I think it's a really nice show. There's a lot of good work there, and I think it's definitely worth a trip to come check it out.
You were talking about a lot of good work. What kind of work have you been putting into this event?
Yeah, so I did one of the prints of the print suite, so that's kind of a separate thing. I did a screen print for that, and then I actually have kind of an interactive piece. I was able to use. I do some collaborations with my children, and so we have worked together, drawing and painting. All together, even mom helps out, and we put these both drawings and paintings together. And then at the opening, the kids were drawing on a certain area and tables and chairs and such that they were set out for them. So that's kind of my part, is a collaborative art piece.
Okay, well, there you have it. You should go check that out. It's upstairs at the art gallery up on Hartnett Hall, 2nd floor, and you can check it out from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. So get up there and check it out. Thanks for joining me today, Micah.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right, thank you so much, Kyler. I'll definitely have to get up there and check that out. That sounds awesome.
It sure does. And coming up on the show, we have a lot of stuff coming up. March Madness with Leon, the Mini University, brought to you by the Honors Program. We'll get into a little bit about that. And of course, spring, is it coming? That is the big question. So all that will be right after the Underwriter. Stay tuned.
Thank you to our underwriters.
Walmart. At Walmart, you can save money so you can live better.
MSU Hockey Club, the 2013 ACHA Men's Division I National Champions. Visit us online at msubeaverhockey.com or on Facebook and Twitter.
Western Pacific Crane and Equipment, the authorized dealer for Manitowoc, Grove, and National Crane.
The Center for Extended Learning. Our mission is to provide flexible, accessible, and quality lifelong learning opportunities.
All-American Trophies. Established in 1983, located on South Broadway for all your trophy and screen printing needs.
The Pita Pit. Sandwiches, soup, and salad. Fresh thinking, healthy eating.
Art Main. Women's clothing, accessories, and art supplies, located on Main Street.
Midwest Oil Jobs. Brings employers, retailers, and other professionals from the Midwest under one roof to connect like-minded individuals.
Creative Property Management. Over 45 years of experience in managing properties and helping tenants find the right home.
MSU Athletic Department, NCAA Division II, promoting good character and a positive experience. Red Rising.
MSU Red and Green, Minot State University's official student-run newspaper.
Digital Office Center. Offices located in Minot and Bismarck. Provides the complete line of Xerox equipment, supplies, and services.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports. Located on South Broadway across from Walmart.
Be seen, be heard on the Alshire, Black Box, and Amphitheater stages. MSU Theater, where we tell the world's stories.
MSU Art Department. Stimulating creativity campus-wide by providing exhibitions and art events.
Fiancé Bridal, located downtown Minot, and now you can shop online.
NDAD, help for people with disabilities and health challenges. Pepsi of Minot, the local Pepsi Cola bottling company serving the North Dakota areas of Minot, Dickinson, Devils Lake, Bottineau, and Hettinger.
Rick's Jewelry, where you'll shimmer and shine.
Watney Realtors, a full-service real estate agency handling residential, commercial, and investment properties.
Spicy Pie, pizza, grinders, beer, located in the Beaver Ridge Plaza.
RL specializes in creating custom-made vintage mod children's and baby clothes.
Happy Joe's Pizza and Ice Cream, good time to be together.
KCJB AM, 910 AM, Minot's news and information station.
KIZZ FM, Z94, Minot's only station for today's hit music.
97 Kicks FM, today's hot new country.
KZPR FM, Minot's rock station, 105.3 The Fog.
KMXA FM, Minot's best music mix, Mix 99.9.
SOS Image, improving the health and self-esteem of every client.
Grizzlies, the place for wood-fried food, friends, and family.
All right, hey guys, we're back here at MSU Inside Out. Right now I have two members of the honors program, Tammy Heidelberger and Brianna Benson. They're here to talk to us a little bit about a project that they've been working on, kind of like a different twist on college for kids. Talk to me about what you guys have been working on.
We are in the honors program. It's community problem solving, and so we were tasked with the job of solving a problem in the community. We had Mark Volmer, the superintendent, come in and talk to us, and we found out that there's kids in their homes on the weekends while their parents are working with no supervision. Some of them can't cook for themselves. They're just little ones. And so we decided to do a weekend program for them to come, and they get to participate in different events, activities on campus, and we give them snacks and just kind of hang out with them, you know, get them out of the house.
Fun. So are there like different activities that they're doing? Like, is every week different? Is it the same? Are there groups? I mean, how are they doing that?
Well, we asked different groups and clubs on campus to join us, and we got campus players and the art club coming in. The science club is doing a weekend and
broadcasting.
Awesome. All right, fun. So how did you guys come up with this when you guys were thinking of, you know, how to work with the community and, you know, come up with something? What made you think of this?
Our conversation with Dr. Volmer really did spur it. We'd gone through ideas upon ideas, from building a community garden to revamping Oak Park Theater. And then this is the one that really kind of hit home for us, just thinking about, okay, there's these little kids that are just by themselves, and I don't know, the kids really are a big part of the community, and people sometimes overlook that, and so we just wanted to do something for them and help them out.
Definitely. So how do you think that, you know, the kids will benefit from this, along with, I mean, besides just being able to get out of the house and, you know, hang out with people, what do you think that they'll be able to take from this?
well, they're definitely going to get to see some things that a regular school setting won't be able to bring to them, especially with how crowded the classrooms are at some schools. The science club will be able to bring in projects that they wouldn't be able to do on our regular school programs. So things like that, broadcasting, like they'd never get to experience that without this weekend project.
So what are the ages of these kids that are being involved in this?
We're targeting 6 through 10-year-olds, but we did bring our brochures to Sunnyside Elementary, and they're distributing them amongst all of their students. So we might get kindergartners, we might get 5th graders. So what little kid doesn't want to hang out with a bunch of cool college kids?
Exactly, no kidding. That's what I'm saying. So talk to me just a little bit about the honors community problem solving. I mean, what are you guys all about? What's it like for you guys to be a part of the program?
Well, we're kind of, just like our name says, we're all about solving some problem in the community. And Brianna mentioned earlier that we talked about like community gardens. We talked about having a Going Green event and all sorts of different things. And the hard part is just narrowing it down and selecting just one little baby issue to deal with and go after.
Yeah. So do you do like one thing a semester, or?
Yeah, this class is offered every spring. Last year they did Safety Summit. It was held in the Beaver Dam, and they just promoted ways to keep yourself safe in the community on campus. And so this is this year, and who knows what they'll come up with next year.
Awesome. So what would you want to say to kids, I mean, students on campus here, college students, to get them to maybe check out the honors program and, push them to try to, want to be in it?
Well, it's a really great experience. You get to do all sorts of things. You're pushed to learn a new language. You're pushed to get out in the community. This isn't the only community course we have, so.
All right. So how should people get involved really quick? How can people get their kids signed up?
They can get a brochure at Sunnyside Elementary and then call us from there.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being here with us today. Sounds like an awesome thing, and hopefully it's a success for you guys. All right. So right now we're going to toss it over to sports with Leon. We got some March Madness going on. So Leon, what do you have for us?
Thanks a lot, guys. The Minot State baseball team is in Arizona this week for 9 games in a 6-day period. The Beavers are 2-3 after the first 2 days of the trip, with wins coming over Malone and Dakota Wesleyan University. MSU will be back in action Friday when they take on NSIC foe St. Cloud State. The first pitch is scheduled for 9 p.m. in the Midwest and will be available for streaming on nsic.org. While the baseball team heads west, Beaver softball goes east to the Clearmont, Florida for the National Training Center Spring Tournament. The Lady Beavers will play 10 games over a 5-day period. Their first game will be Friday against Stonehill College. The softball team sports a 4-5 record early this season. The men's hockey Beaver team will not be repeating as national champions after falling 4-0 to number 1 seed Arizona State. A year after winning the national title, the Beavers exit the NCHA tournament in the quarterfinals. The Beavers finish the season 24-7-4. Tickets are being punched for the NCAA tournament, and Selection Sunday is quickly approaching. Jesse Rosfett is here to take a look at this weekend's conference tournament.
Championship week can be summed up in one word: madness. We've had upsets and comebacks and buzzer beaters. Ladies and gentlemen, it is only going to get better. More tickets will be punched this weekend, and the selection committee will have 68 teams piled into one bracket on Sunday. I'm so excited for this weekend's tally of conference tournaments. The one I think will produce the most drama is the Big 12. I look at the bracket for this tournament, and my initial reaction is, are you serious? Let me start off with this. Oklahoma State is the 8th seed. They could very well win the tournament. They struggled in February when they lost 7 straight, but outside of that, they've had an impressive season. You don't see a lot of tournaments won by 8 seeds, but Oklahoma State is one to keep an eye on. Now the Kansas Jayhawks are the number 1 seed, and they would be the favorite, but Joel Embiid has been ruled out for the tournament. Without Embiid, Kansas is still a really good team. But the field of play should be a lot more level. The depth of this conference has been superb this season. I expect it to show in the tourney. All of the top 8 seeds will make some noise before it's over. It's going to be an exciting battle for the Big 12 championship.
Remember, you can see Jesse's full look at conference tournaments at youtube.com/Jesse Rosfett. There's been plenty of action and big moves in the first 3 days of NFL free agency. The Denver Broncos gave up 43 points in Super Bowl 48 and are determined to address their defensive problems this offseason. The Broncos added former Patriots cornerback Aqib Talib and former Cowboys defensive end DeMarcus Ware this week. Denver is very aware that with Peyton Manning, their window to win is now and prepared to spend the money necessary to bring a title back to the Mile High City. As for the team the Broncos lost to in Super Bowl 48, the Seattle Seahawks are discovering just how difficult it is to keep a championship roster together. Wide receiver Golden Tate chose not to resign with Seattle, instead signing a 5-year deal with the Detroit Lions. Tate is coming off career highs in both receptions and yards and will provide Lions quarterback Matt Stafford with a dependable second option to Calvin Johnson. The New Orleans Saints signed perhaps the best defensive free agent available in safety Jarius Byrd. The Saints signed the former Bills playmaker to a 5-year, $54 million deal with $28 million guaranteed. Byrd has 22 interceptions and 11 forced fumbles in his NFL career. The safety will be a nice fit into Rob Ryan's heavy turnover-forcing defense. That's it for sports. Back to you guys.
Alrighty, thanks, Leon. March Madness, one of my favorite times of the year. Just a sure sign us that spring is coming. Don't you agree?
Yes, and it feels like spring is in the air. I mean, the past 2 days have been absolutely gorgeous. What do you have to tell us about, Chris?
Well, there's a lot of great weather coming up, and there's been a lot of great weather, honestly. And let's all go over to the Weather Center and check this out.
All right, thanks.
All right. As you can see right now, it is 48 degrees, and how magical is that? That's wonderful. Today in North Dakota, which is something we haven't seen much, is we've been below 0, and now we're in that 40 range. We're at about 12-hour days now with sun, so that's great. Now tonight I should say, we're going to be around 32 degrees in Minot, our lovely city right here. And then we're actually going to be partly cloudy across the state, but we're going to be in that upper 20s, lower 30s, so that's not too bad. Now tomorrow, we're going to be seeing the mid-30s to upper 40s. So it depends on where you are in the state, but it's going to be lovely, especially for all of you who are going to be going across away from your colleges and moving out and going back to for spring break, which is going to be great. Now Friday night, we're going to be sticking in the lower teens, upper 20s or mid 20s, so that's going to be great. Again, very just good weather for North Dakota right now. Now then Saturday, we're going to be in those 25, 30 degrees. It's going to be mostly cloudy, but there's no chance of rain, and it's not going to be too windy, so that's going to be nice. And then Sunday, we'll be with mostly cloudy, but we're going to be in the 50s. So this is exciting weather compared to what we've been getting. Throughout the rest of the week, we'll also be seeing that it's going to be in the upper 40s, pretty much staying there. There's going to be some clouds, but that's not going to be too bad, so it's going to be really good.
You know what? That sounds absolutely awesome. It's going to be a great spring break. In fact, it's already been a nice few days. We appreciate the great news.
Yes, we love when you have good things to tell us.
And we're going to hold you to it, we promise. So if it's like negative 20, like tomorrow or the next day or anytime over spring break, I'm coming for you.
All right.
You're in trouble.
Alrighty, thank you very much. We have there's a lot of stuff going on campus this week. We have Class A boys and girls basketball. We're actually off next week for spring break. Speaking of spring break, Emily, what are you doing?
Oh, this year I'm just kicking it at home. I mean, it's going to be really nice to just be able to relax, not think about much, work a little bit, but I mean, other than that, I'm just going to be hanging out here, which won't be too bad with the nice weather.
No, hitting the reset button is definitely okay. I'm actually traveling to more snow, believe it or not. I'm going to Whitefish, Montana, and they still have a few feet of snow up there. I'm going to do some snowboarding. It's one of my favorite times of the year. So
jealous. So how are you getting there? Driving, flying? What are you doing?
We are driving. We're driving 14 hours with a baby, might I add, in the back of the car.
Have you driven there before? Have you driven that far?
Yep, every year. I actually go every spring break, so I've driven there 5 or 6 times.
And it's first year with the new baby.
Yep, first year with the new baby. Alrighty, everybody, the song of the week to take us out of our show is Happy by Pharrell Williams. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Happiness is the truth, because